Beloved Creator of all that is and ever will be, we're gathered here by your grace, and by your grace we will proceed and succeed. May our spirits, each inherent with creativity, be further infused with your wisdom, your guidance, and your protection. We earnestly wish to be successful in our efforts to begin to know what freedom, sovereignty, and liberty truly means. This I humbly pray.
Amen.
Amen.
How about you, Richard? Can I get an amen?
Amen. Thank you, Charlie.
Pleasure.
My name's Ron Vroman. I'm with the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly. I'm here today with Charlie, who gave our prayer, William, who runs our show, Ray, who's a pal of mine and in the assembly, and Richard, our fugitive friend who shows up on telephone but not on video. So if you guys got something you want to say first, go right ahead. Or maybe we can start with the question that Charlie gave us just before we started the recording.
Happy to.
Yeah.
So, Richard, our quiet one, unseen, has done some good groundwork in calling our grand jury members who are volunteers who've signed their testimony affidavit of truth, and they have been addressed with their interest, and they've addressed their interest in proceeding with the grand jury. So my question is, because this is new territory for us, what is the next step now that we have enough people for our grand jury, which is what, 20, Ron? 20 was what we...
Well, we've got over 50.
Well, I mean that for the actual grand jury, we have a jury pool, but I'm
That's
saying
the jury. Yeah.
Right. So I'm talking about 20 is what we really want for an actual hearing, right?
Okay, let's start with that.
Yeah.
The people that profess to know a lot about common law grand juries and that kind of stuff, they say that you're supposed to have 25 in a common law grand jury with 5 alternates. And I've heard as low as 19. Oregon, in the Oregon Revised Statutes, says the district attorney only needs 6 in a grand jury. So if all power is inherent in the people, if we make a very good canvas of our jury pool and we come up with a number of, say, 20, we should be able to, with that 20 and all power inherent in the people, that 20 should be able to say, we're the grand jury and this is what we're doing, and do it. And that should be as lawful as you can possibly get. Does anybody disagree with that?
20 sounds good. And
I have one minor issue. It
Go
should
for
be
it.
an odd number.
Agreed.
True. Yeah, 21.
Okay.
21
Or
is
19.
a good number. Either way.
Yeah. There we go.
19?
Or 21.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let's aim for 21, and if we get 19, we're good.
Yeah. So that takes care of the number we need in the jury.
Right.
My problem is getting people that have already committed. They've already signed their status. They signed it in red ink. They printed their name in blue. They dated it in blue. They put a red thumbprint on it. And then they got 2 other Oregonians to sign as witnesses for them that they actually did this. And now some of them have been in this for 6-8 months. And some of them have only been in it for a month or two. I'm getting feedback, but I guess that's okay. So with a month or two, and then Richard, yeah, that's bad noise. Then Richard has called all of them, or maybe not all of them, but many of them.
I
And
call all of them.
okay, uh, then I took a email list from Tanya, and I sent out 4 emails to them. One starting out nice, saying you guys really should, come in and join us on Skype or call me or email me. We've got to start getting this together. Really nice. And the second one wasn't so nice. The second one was getting a little stern. It's time to show up. We've waited. Yeah, well. Uh, so then the third one was not as nice as the second one. And out of all of those, I got 2 responses.
Really?
Then we sent out notifications to everybody a couple of times to meet us at noon to 1 o'clock on the telephone. We gave them the free conference call number, and I was on that call 2 different days from 12 to 1. And I got one person one day and 2 people the next day. Now, the base that we're sending out to is over 50. And we
Yeah,
got
right.
one to show up one day and 2 to show up the next day. That's not very good. So
Yeah.
then on the 4th email I sent out, I was really blunt. And on that one, I got 3 people respond immediately. But that's still, 3 out of over 50. When you're really blunt and you say shape up and they don't. So then I said, would you guys, the action committee, you all have access to their emails. So would you guys write your own nice, stern, pleasant, from whatever point of view you want to write it, send out your own email to these same people. And I asked Tanya to cross off the ones that have already checked in. And then William set up a channel for us. So we have Oregon Grand Jury Channel, and Skype tells us who's in it, and we can read their names and we know who invited them in. And the new ones that contacted me, I gave them Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly Skype address and Oregon Grand Jury Skype address. And I give them my email address and they contact me, not email, my Skype address. And they contact me and we stumble around and get them in. And I don't know. To me, it looks like whatever I'm doing is not getting through to them. My nice, my not so nice, my stern, and my very blunt in 4 options out of the over 50 that are in the pool. I got 5.
Okay,
That,
it looks like it's a communication issue. Initially, we contacted them in person someplace, or somebody that was in contact with us got in contact with them to get these things signed and stamped and all that. But our reach out to them initially was via phone by Richard, and that
yes,
seemed to work. But email apparently is not a good communication tool for these people. I'm horrible with email. I get probably 30 or 40 emails a day, sometimes more than that. Some of the stuff shows up in the spam box, and I don't see it if it's not labeled properly. And, I get a lot of emails from you, Ron, and it's very important stuff. I understand that. But I don't get a chance to look at it every single time. And maybe we need to have like the subtitle very specific, like 10 stars and then a message and then 10 stars so that it like sticks out amongst all the other crap there, right? Maybe that's part of it. Maybe we just need to call them up and say, okay, meet us on Skype at this time. And that's the other thing, is trying to get people into Skype.
Yeah.
Some people are hesitant because it's owned by a certain company, or they don't think it's secure enough. And I've heard your conversations with these other people about security and stuff. And, that's great if you need super security to go to these super encrypted ones. But I don't think that anything that we're doing has anything to do with security. It has to do with
Agreed.
contact and getting a job done.
Agreed.
And the easiest way to do that is via the tools that are already installed on our phones, which would be Skype or the
Okay,
Zoom.
conference call.
And free conference call. Those things right there, right? Those are the three things that I can say that are the easiest for the standard people to actually contact us with. So maybe we initiate a conversation with them to say, this day we need you to either contact us via phone on the free conference call line or on the Skype, and joining those together. I still think that's really good. That's how Richard joining us on the show tonight, is through that free conference call and joining into Skype. So it's gonna take us a little bit to round up the cats.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Richard
I
has a
agree with
question.
you. Go ahead, Richard.
Well, the problem is,
I'd like to hear. I got 31 yeses. I'm ready to be a juror, right? I'd like to know, and that was out of 51, I think, or maybe 52. But I'd like to know, of the 5 people that contacted Ron in his variety of modes, or after his variety of modes, were they of the 31 that I got the positive answer from, or did it include some of the, what would have been about 20 others? I want to know, just for the, what did I do right? So
Two people mentioned your phone call.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And you don't know on the other 3. And is there any way to find out? Can we put their names up to Tanya, and Tanya can confirm that they were or were not people that I talked to and told me, yes, I will?
Tanya has the list of all the ones you've done, all that information she got back, and she has the list of the people I talked to, and she knows.
She can do that.
Yeah, she can do that easily, and I asked her to do it yesterday, and she sent me back a Skype saying, "I'm feeding the grandkids now." So my priority was not her priority, but she'll get it done. She always does.
So,
Okay. I just wanted to hear that.
so would it be good
I'm done.
for, thank you, Richard. Would it be good for Tanya? I think one person should send out the emails, and I think they should, they should go be specifically addressed to those who didn't respond. And I think we should, like William said, choose a day and a time, and have it work out so that if there's people are working, they can meet in the evening. Like maybe it's a Wednesday evening at 7:00 or something like that, or a weekend. Yes, Ron.
I think it ought to be 3 opportunities, like Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, and give them
A choice.
2 or 3 times for Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. Some people are going to be able to make it sometimes, and some people are going to be able to make it other times. And I think we should do as good as we can to be as open as we can. But I think that everyone on the action committee should send an email to every single person so that they're contacted multiple times. I
Okay.
want all of these jurors to say, "Wow, I've gotten 9 or 11 emails from these people now. I haven't answered a one. Maybe it's time to get my ass in gear."
Okay.
Okay, so
That
we need a clear message too, right?
yes,
Right. Yeah. And so, well, see, that's why I was saying one person, because if people are getting all these different kinds of emails, like there should be a format, is my feeling, so
I
that it's
don't
a
agree.
you don't agree. Okay.
I think that
Well,
Fred is going to respond to what Mary says, and John is going to respond to what Susan says,
mhm,
and William's going to respond to what Richard says. That's just the
mhm.
way it is. There's, I read a book one time said there's 7 different kinds of intelligence. And all of these people respond and think and act to different things. And some of them are never going to get 10%, never get the word. No matter how good you try, they don't get it. Something goes wrong. Then we have to call all of them. And I think we have to call all of them until they agree. But I don't think that it can be done on the telephone. I think we have to have these people show up, be able to see a document. We're not asking them to come in person, but we can email the document to them. But did they read it? Hell, we don't know. Here's the deal. A long time ago, when I worked for the telephone company, they had a system instruction called SI 24, System Instruction Number 24, Honesty in the Business. They read that to every one of the Pacific Telephone employees every 6 months. Every 6 months, they read the same damn thing to us. Don't steal our pens. Don't steal the gasoline. Don't do this. Don't do that. SI 24, I remember it to this day. And every single person that worked for Ma Bell in Pacific Telephone heard that every 6 months. It's not like we forgot it, but it was repetition. And I think that that's what we have to do now. Richard started the ball. He went to the trouble to call all of them. He got 31 out of 50. Okay, there's 20 missing. Maybe we can get them by the telephone. If everybody here took 5, it'd be done. But then if you say,
I called them all, some of them 2 times and a few of them 3 times.
Thank you,
yeah,
Richard. That's awesome. Yeah.
you see,
That's what
there it
needs to
is.
be done. Yeah.
Yeah. And they all have to get, I don't know, 3 or 5 emails, and they've all got at least 1 or 3 telephone calls now. But getting them to take herding cats, there it is.
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
I have a lot more respect for what do they call them? The trial court administrators of getting together a jury or a jury pool.
Yeah.
Have you guys been in a jury? Have you ever gone to one of those cattle calls and been in a jury?
I've been called. I've never
Yes.
gone because I've always been self-employed.
I went and went through the whole thing in Washington County. And they selected me and they said, "You're on it." And they took us over and we had a trial. There was 12 of us and we were trying a guy for rear-ending another guy, and one guy was suing another guy. And Jesus, it was a giant hassle to get everybody to agree in the jury room on what it was. And I looked at it and to me, it was just cut and dried. But I mean, 12 people didn't see cut and dried. We finally did at the end. but we were drawing pictures and getting little cars on the table and crashing them and doing all kinds of stuff to get people to cooperate and actually see what's going on. And we're asking these people to make a decision on 2 senators, a House of Representative, and the governor of Oregon to kick them out of office. That's a big decision.
It's a big decision.
And we've got to have everybody, we got to know that we're doing this right. And they got to know we're doing it right. And it's going to take a little time, but we don't have any more time.
And that's why I feel like this meeting right now is really important to nail down how we approach this, that we're open and honest, and that people can really see that this is a work in progress, and that we are the people who are trying to make the right decisions that are important decisions for the whole state of Oregon.
Absolutely. Only take the word try out. We're either going to do it or we're going to fail.
Right.
But there's no try in this at all.
Thank you.
Maximum
Okay.
effort.
Yep. Yeah, so that said, what do you recommend? Should Tanya get us the list again, or do we have the list on our Skype?
I got mine
to
already.
we need to
I got
upgrade it.
mine.
So,
Good for you,
Okay.
Ray.
Yeah, I got mine.
well, I printed it out, and I know I can find it on Skype. But do we need to have any revision in terms of anyone who's reneged or who has responded and doesn't need to be on another call? Or what's the plan?
Tanya has the list. We went over that the other day. There's been a couple that have reneged. One that I know of. We have one that says there's no way he can get on Skype. He doesn't have bandwidth or doesn't know how or whatever it is. So I don't know what to do with him. And Tanya didn't cross off, pulled off and put on another list the ones that have already been welcomed onto Skype and are into the grand jury pool. And I think it's email them several times until they answer, and phone them several times until they answer, and get their concurrence that they're going to actually show up and do their job. And
Okay.
if we all make there's, well, 5 or 6 calls apiece, and Tanya can go down the list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and give them to Fred, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 give them to Sally.
Yep.
And Tanya be the boss on it, direct it, administer it, and all we got to do is march.
And if they're having communication problems with Skype, then whoever's making the phone call to these people need to refer them to me, or so that we can walk them through getting on the Skype or whatever has to happen, right? Maybe that's part of the thing, because everybody's not computer friendly or even smartphone friendly.
Well, like Teresa, she's really good on her smartphone, but she couldn't get her smartphone to do Skype. And then she got on her computer to do it. I spent at least half hour with her. And then she set up a time to talk to you. And then I got an email from her saying, I figured it out. Okay, good. And so I added her onto the call and she's in. But if I can get on, anybody can get on. Hell, look at Ray. He's on. Yeah, you laugh, Ray, but your grandkid got you on, and I know it.
But they're not here today.
No, that's true.
All right, we're down to about 2 minutes.
Outstanding. I think we had a good one.
Yep.
So I would say maybe by Monday, we should choose the days, the times, and have our numbers or the people assigned to us who we're going to call and contact, email.
I'm sure Tanya can get that done by Monday. When are we going to have a in-person meeting so we can sign, seal, and deliver the 2 letters that we have to get off to Peter Courtney and Tina Kopek?
Tech.
Tech.
When's that ready?
I don't know yet, Ray. I'm talking to the boss right now.
How about we do it Monday, say 1:00?
Sure. Where? Same place?
Well, same place works for me, but I will say that Cynthia offered to meet at her place, which I don't know where that is, but it's probably not far from William. I know he'd like that. For me, it means more time and transportation.
Will you take Ray and I?
I will.
Okay.
Now, that's easy because I go to Coffee Bean. And then we went to, with William, we went to Mexican Express. If we go back, when you're ready to go this place with Ron and me, with Charlie, I go back to the Bean place.
You prefer
that's
that?
Easier. Yeah, that's easy.
Okay. All right. It just seems like you're sitting outside because they're not open anymore, and it just seems.
No. It's okay. I can do that.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
On the way.
It's easier, actually.
Let's get a hold of Cynthia then and see if 1:00 on Monday's good for her, and we'll plan on that.
So then I'll be picking you two up before that so that we can be sure to be there by 1.
Yeah, I better pick us up at noon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
That means I go on 11. I go 11 a.m. on the bus for me.
Yes.
Okay.
So we agreed?
Yeah.
Is our meeting about over? Is the time about up, William?
Yep. We should tell everybody that's watching the show if they want to join the grand jury and they're Skype friendly, get in contact with us. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Please do.
Join us. We're just the people.
Thank
Come
you.
all.
We're done, I guess.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.